So, very warm welcome everyone to our video. We are from the group 5 of the Gender Power Equality and Violence class. My name is Samjit Daravipol with my teammates Mr. Panut, Mr. Samchan Samnang, Mr. Noy, Mr. Saiha, and Mr. Visa. Do you know why we are here today? Okay, let me tell you an important thing. Do you know all the people have the rights that are both involved in politics, economic, and education? It means that men, women, and even LGBTQ+ are born equally entitled to our rights without discrimination. Yet, in reality, we are not fully enjoying with that, especially the group of the women and LGBTQ+ in according to the gender roles and identity, by showing in the form of the injustice and violence. As a result, on November 3, 2023, we were conducting field trip study at the Pum O in Siem Reap province in order to interview with the multi-state organizations representatives who are the facilitators with many victims whom are violated by the perpetrators in their community. However, have you ever know about the multi-state organization? No worry, let me brief the information of the multi-state organization. Multi-state organizations is the Cambodian women's non-governmental organization which has their own goal, vision, and mission.
For the goal is vulnerable women in multi-race target areas enjoy their full rights and dignity through exercising gender equality and sustainable development. For the vision is a just Cambodian society in which women realize their full potential, are living with equality and dignity, and their rights are fully respected. For the mission is empower women and their families to improve their political, economic, and psychosocial situation through mobilizing communities for sustainable development, advocacy work for the gender justice, and engaging men on gender equality. Furthermore, for the organization head office is located in Phnom Penh City. They also have another office in the Siem Reap and Battambang provinces. For the Siem Reap province, there are 69 villages, 21 communes, and 4 districts. And for Battambang province, there are 56 villages, 23 communes, and 4 districts as well.
Now, we assume that you know about the multi-state organization. For this case study, we will investigate the role as the facilitators in assisting the victims to encounter the problem that they face in their community. It specifically focuses more on: did the CEDAW Convention help the victims? Are there any domestic laws that could assist men and women from the harmful manner? Did the NGO apply these conventions to protect any form of the violence? And last but not least, did the victim understand the legal procedure in order to protect themselves? Alright, without further ado, let's jump into our video and hear from my teammates.
So after our group went to multi-state organization, we can see that there are injustice for women in the community. In this case, I would bring one treaty that called CEDAW to elaborate the right of women in Cambodian context. As we can see, CEDAW is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women that adopted in 1979 by the UN General Assembly. It's often described as an international bill of rights for women, consisting of a preamble and 30 articles. It defines what constitutes discrimination against women and set up an agenda for national action to end such discrimination. So what is the purpose of the CEDAW? The convention seeks to eliminate discrimination against women in all fields and spheres, and holds both state and non-state actors in the case of violation of rights. So state obligation embodies the element that is respect, protection, promotion, and fulfillment of human rights. And what is the importance of CEDAW? The importance of CEDAW is that it is the only human rights treaty which affirms the reproductive rights of women and target culture and tradition as influential forces shaping gender roles and family relations. It affirms women's rights to accept or acquire, change, or retain their nationality and their nationality of their children. So after we have discussed with the facilitator in our Siem Reap province about CEDAW, so did they bring this treaty to help the victim or not? So after we have talked with them, they said that most of the case of the victim, they didn't bring this treaty to solve it because most of the family are not legally married, and they think that it is just a small issue that mostly happen in household family. That is why they don't want to go further or make it worse or spread the information further about their story in the family. So they just agree after the facilitator solve it for them.
Even though there is a convention called CEDAW that work to protect women from any form of violence, however, when we went to the interview in the community, we found out that the convention is not fully adopted and implemented and used to solve the problem that happened to the women in the community. We find out that the gender-based violence is still happening in the community, but it's not as much as we used to see in the past. Therefore, Cambodia has ratified CEDAW, which means that our government has to protect women from any kind of discrimination and violence. During the interview, the Bantistry NGO representative told us that the CEDAW Convention normally used with the legal framework under the Ministry of Women Affairs. When it comes to the gender-based violence happening in the community, the victim reach out to the NGO, but normally NGO use the facilitation way to deal with the cases that happen to the women in the community. The NGO work closely with the victim and provide the instruction, the legal support, and explain them what are the impacts of gender-based violence in the family. Besides the facilitation, if the case of gender-based violence is too serious, the organization will provide the legal support to the victim by meeting and dealing with the local authority and the provincial level of the Ministry of Women Affairs to help women from the violence in the family. According to the NGO representative, when the violence happened in the family, the coordinator in the community has started to find out the root of the problem and talk to the exile of husband and wife. But the NGO representative said that it's sometimes difficult to talk to the men because they normally drink all the time and they think that the violence happening in the family is just a normal issue and it is a part of the private family problem.
Actually, CEDAW is very important for the NGO to work in preventing women from any form of violence because it lay out the importance of women rights and protect them from any illegal action or discrimination. However, the NGO, particularly the humanitarian organization, cannot apply this convention to the field because what it can do is just to explain the convention to the people, especially the victim, about the procedure of the rights and procedure of the law and the right that they have. Furthermore, they can only give mediation or consultation to when or after the problem or violation happens. So the NGO is just like the standby actors that provide mediation or consultation to the victim in the abusing environment. On the other hand, the legal procedure that could have the victim is the Department of Women Affairs, who have the legal right to interpret and apply the convention to promote women's rights and gender equality in society. Additionally, local authority who are the arm of the department will directly go to solve the crime issues with the victim.
Actually, through what we have talking to the NGO and the community, we have seen that most the victim don't really know about those process about the legal issues, and this it is hard for the NGO to to work with them as well. But how they come to the NGO to solve the issues? They know about this through their neighbor or the facilitator in the community. But when they come to the NGO, unless the issues is very serious, and when they come to NGO, will evaluate the case whether it should go to the responsible authority, or they just use the traditional way, such as kinds of facilitation to solve the victim issues. Actually, most of the time, the facilitator just use the traditional way to solve the issues because they don't. If the case is really go to the responsible authority, it can lead them to kinds of divorce or separation the family. So in this case, it will lead to another impact, particularly if they have the children. So this is one thing that we can see.
According to the representative of the Montessori organization, the main reason that the injustice and the violence still exists in the society because of the limited educational opportunity, which result in misunderstanding about their equal right. And additionally, most of the cases involved in trust issue within the internal family where one of the partners suspect the other of the infidelity, which can also contribute to the violence. In order to combat with this issue in the community, the organization is working to promote the C-Law, which aim to support and guide the victim by offering the assistance and advocating for the gender equality. And however, it is important to note that the organization does not have the authority to intervene in any conflict or give the punishment for those who cause the violence, since their role is just only to provide the guidance and consultation.
Reflecting to the field study, it provides me with a significant lesson learned that some people entertain their life with the full of joy, while others seek for the help and support. Undoubtedly, all the Cambodian youth must join hands together to combat injustice in order to flourish our society for the better development.